Oh, I've recorded that as well. What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to Expression Culture, here with me, Gareth, Honda Guru. Today we're working on the CRZ and we are fitting more hybrid racing parts. Let's go! So yes, boys and girls, we will be replacing the hybrid racing detent springs for the Honda CRZ. Now, these particular ones are also fitted to the Fit or Jazz, if you're from Europe, the GE chassis. They say 07 to 13, obviously we got it from 08 to 15, I think it was, we got it. Can't confirm whether it fits the newer shape, the GK. However, they come in a 3-pack, or 3 spring in 1 pack. The Jazz, or Fit, only uses 2 springs. CRZ uses 3. I don't know why I got 6 more. I was going to say it's 6-speed. I think that's the main difference is if it has a 6-speed gearbox, it's 3 springs, and if it has a 5-speed gearbox, it is 2. Obviously most Jazzes and Fits, definitely over here, were a 5-speed until the GK. We didn't get any of the performance ones really till the GK. We didn't get any RSs or anything like that over here. Anyway, part number for this one is HYB DTS, Hybrid Racing Detent Springs 0101. They've done these for a while for other vehicles. I've got to be honest, I also thought they'd pretty much fit most vehicles. I thought the K21s would fit the CRZ, but luckily I didn't try because I only just bought these out. From what I know, I don't think there's any videos on the CRZ, but there's plenty of videos on the Jazz and other models, generally K-series ones that they do. So, in preparation, you will need to support the vehicle somehow and get the undertrays off, especially if you've got a European one. Don't think the American ones have as much undertrays as we do. I know the Japanese definitely don't, because you can buy all the undertrays from Spoon. You're going to need either some Honda Bond or what I've done and bought new washers. 12mm washers. They use them on Honda motorcycle sump bungs, part number 94109-1200. 14mm ones that were generally on the Honda car sump bungs are same number apart from 1400 at the end. But yes, they're used on the detent spring bolts is a 12mm. So either use a bit of Honda Bond or a bit Hybrid Racing say they use Honda Bond. I particularly wouldn't, because if you get a little bit too much and that drops into the gearbox, it's not going to be a good day. I'd rather replace the washers. Make sure you've got a torque wrench as well, obviously, to torque them up. I can't remember the torque specs off my head, but I will get it to either that or I'll put it in the descriptions. These were sourced by Torque GT, thanks Matt. Paid for by my own pocket, they didn't supply them. You can get them on the website if you're in the UK. If not, contact Hybrid Racing if you're in the States. But I will leave a link to the actual listing in the description. Right, let's get on with it. Here we are. Yes, the car's a bit dirty, I know. It also looks like a cat has decided to piss on it this morning. Look at that shite. Gotta get clean. Anyway, there's the side tray taken off on the passenger side. Obviously, if you're a Yank, it'll be on the driver's side. There's the centre under tray. Rich is with us as well. Give us a hand. He's also drinking Monster. Yeah, so you just need to support the gearbox. You will need to take the gearbox mount off. Now, this is why you need to support the gearbox. Obviously, we've got it on axle stands and a trolley jack supporting the underside of the gearbox. You don't need to take the hybrid cable off. You will have to take the battery out, because otherwise you're not going to get the bolt out for this mount that goes horizontal. So yeah, we're going to crack on now, start taking a few bits off, and we'll talk to you in a bit. Obviously as well, if you have the OEM airbox, you need to remove all of your airlocks, but as soon as I have this lovely InGen cold air intake supplied by Diamond Days Performance Parts, thank you very much. Again, obviously paid for in full, not sponsored. You won't need to, because you've got loads of room to get around it. Catch you in a bit. Alright, brief update. I'm taking the battery out. Hybrid cable's just sort of pushed to one side over there, just to give it a bit more clearance. I'm going to take this earth strap off, looks like a 10mm. I'm going to take this bracket off, don't really need to, but it gives you more room, just so I don't scratch anything on it. One down here, looks like I'm going to say a 17, 9 Hondas. There's one down the back down there, there's one just there, so that's the 3, ouch, and then there's one long bolt here which goes through the mount, which is the reason why you need to take the battery out, because obviously that bolt is going to come out this way underneath the ECU. Yeah, let's get after it. Hybrid racing. Ooh. Right, next update. So as I guessed earlier, all of the bolts that mount onto the mount are 17s, and then the bolt through here, which is now in my hand, is a 14. So what we did was we cracked off all these 17s first, because obviously everything's sort of in place then. They are tight. You will need to put a bit of force into it or get a bar or an impact. I was going to bring my power tools down, but I thought, nah, I'll be fine. So now we just got to take the 3 bolts out of that and actually remove the mount. We will then have access to the detent bolts, and I'll show you then. Hello. Right, we have the mount out. It is down there. I don't know what else I was going to show you. Yeah, so the mount's out. The only other thing, when we were pulling out the mount, we had to loosen off one of the 10mm to the ECU mount and just sort of finesse it out of the way, because putting the Cusco brace on it, the sort of passenger side, the far side up against the wing mount for the ECU, it's underneath that. I'm not fucking taking that Cusco brace off again. That was a pain in the arse last time. But yes, that's all out now. So we can now fully see the bolts we've got to take out for the detent springs. Let's have a look. All right, there they are, the 3 bolts here that I've marked with blue marker from factory to show that obviously they haven't moved and they've been torqued on the assembly line. So it's that one, and that one. So remove all 3 of those. I wouldn't recommend doing all 3 at once. I would recommend doing one at a time. Obviously make sure your gearbox is in neutral. We didn't do that to start off with. That's my fault, because I always leave this car in gear rather than on the handbrake, because I don't use this daily, and I live in a country where corrosion is a problem. Woo! She's a noisy bird. But yeah, if you can still hear me, we're going to get one of those out, show you what it's like, and then torque them up to spec and see what it feels like, and obviously reassemble everything back together. Right, so we took the first one out, and there it is. There's your bolt, your washer, obviously replace the washer, and then there's your spring that you replace, just in there. And if you look down inside there, you'll see there's a little ball bearing. keep things in the way, so we can go further down further. Can you see it? It is in there because I can bloody see it. Yeah. So yes, boys and girls, all you got to do is replace that little spring inside that bolt. Obviously be careful when you're taking this out that you don't drop the spring. Not that you need it, but you don't want it to drop somewhere. Yeah, and you just replace that spring with the hybrid racing ones. And obviously on the CRZ you've got 3 because it's a 6-speed. And on the Fit and the Jazz it's a 5-speed. You've got 2. So we're going to do that now. We're going to do all 3. I need to look up the specs again, so I have forgotten. I've got them written down somewhere in my phone. But yeah, we'll do that now. Rich is taking some pictures for Instagram. He should be my social media manager. Yeah, so we're going to do that now. Get all 3 in, and catch you in a bit. Just very quickly, just wanted to show you the difference between the 2 springs. So they're slightly longer, and it looks like they're slightly fatter as well on the hybrid racing ones compared to OEM. Woo. So yeah, you just put it in that bolt and then pop it in, replace the washer. That don't feel like that's right. Like that is, I don't know, 22 Newton meters or 16 foot-pounds. That seems very little, if I'm honest. Like, they were so much tighter. Like,
yeah. It's only got to hold a little spring ball bearing in, isn't it? It's not. It's got to hold something up.
Yeah. Alright. Definitely couldn't do that. Wow, look at the sun. The sun has come out to play on my shiny head. Right, I'll get out of the sun for a second. Oh, breezy. Right, as you can hear, the car's now running again. All back together. We've got gears, so that's good. Obviously, before we finalised everything and put it back together, we did check we had still some gears. It's difficult to sort of grab all the gears whilst you're not sat in the car, and I don't really like to sit in the car whilst it's on axle stands. Don't feel like don't want to put any weight on the seals and stuff like that, obviously because I'm a fat bastard. But anyway, there she is, purring away. Don't worry about that ticking, it's just the injectors. They are quite loud on these L series engines. But yeah, happy days. So I've had a quick feel, and yeah, like I was saying to Richard, it feels like the throws are more weighted, so you've got more sort of resistance to put it in gear, and when you're sort of pulling it out, obviously there's more resistance to pull it out of gear because obviously the higher spring, because hybrid racing state that there's about 30% stiffer springs, so pulling it out of gear, obviously that spring's going to hold the ball bearing against its locking place on the gear, or firmer. And then obviously whilst you're pulling it into the next gear, it's kind of like a placebo effect. So because you're pulling harder to pull it out of gear, you're also in turn then throwing it harder into the next gear. So it does feel like a much more direct engagement. I like it very much, and they're not expensive. I think they're around £20. Don't know what it is in dollars. Probably something similar. I think the exchange rate's not very good at the moment. So yeah, really happy with that actually. Another hybrid racing product on the old CRZ. I do hope hybrid racing continue making more parts for the CRZ. Please, hybrid racing, if you are watching, David, Kendall, all you guys, I would love to have the hybrid racing coolant hoses from the radiator on this. I know you do them for other cars, so yes, if you could please do that, I'd massively appreciate that. Otherwise, you're going to lose the sale to Samco. Samco do hoses, don't it? Samco, yeah. I think Samco do quite an in-depth kit actually. I think they've got 2 kits. Sort of one for the sort of front hoses, and then some for the rear that sort of go up towards the heater matrix side of things, which is cool. But again, I'd rather have hybrid racing because I love their products. I absolutely do. I've got quite a few hybrid racing products on the car, as you'll see from previous videos, and I love it. I love the brand, I love the products. So yeah, do you want to have a feel of it, Richard? See what you think. Let's film him. Go on, Richard. What do you think?
Oh, she's tight.
It's the
first time I've felt the shifter as well, though.
Oh, okay.
Let's fifth.
Say something then.
She's stiff.
Oh yeah, no one likes a floppy.
If it was me and it was my car, I'd say it's a little too stiff for my liking.
You can actually get a softer spring for the shifter.
Yeah.
It does come in the box, but when you drive something without one, it does feel overly stiff.
Yeah.
But you get used to it very quickly, and then everything else just feels too soft.
Yeah. It does. Yeah. It's very, very tight. It's nice and precise though.
Yeah.
I like the little machine gun. Like
Feels like a rear-wheel drive gearbox. It's more direct.
Yeah.
Like an S2000. Feels like the gearbox is literally underneath the shifter.
Very mechanical, isn't it?
Yeah. Which I love.
Yeah. I'd say a little bit too stiff for me, but I do like the feel of it.
It's just funny you say it's too stiff for you, but you won't let go of it.
Yeah. It's a weird sensation.
There you have it, boys and girls. Too stiff for the man. I'm sure his missus will say different. Hi Charlie. No, I'm happy with it. Obviously I've been driving with this hybrid racing shifter for well over a year now. I've got the shifter bushes and now I've got the detent springs, so I've kind of got the whole package that hybrid racing offer for the transmission for the CRZ now, and obviously the Maxim shift knob. I said knob. Yeah, we've got the stainless steel one as well, which I love that finish. I was always contemplating buying. He's gone for it again. He's gone to have another play. I'd always contemplated getting the hybrid racing gear knob before in the anodised colours, but when they dropped that stainless steel one in 2019, I think it was, I had to have it. It's been in there since. Very happy. So there we have it, boys and girls. Hybrid Racing's new detent springs for this Honda CRZ. Happy days. Very happy with that. I can keep saying more hybrid racing parts on my car. Makes me happy. Thank you to Talk Parts by Talk GT for supplying the parts. If you want to get a set, check the description. I will have a link to their website and the listing for these. You can use my discount code Honda Guru, no spaces, all caps, gets you 4% off anything on the website. So, boys and girls, we're going to leave it at that one for today. Love you all. Bye bye. Bye, Richard.
See you later.